wanted to ask everyone who I interviewed this year to say something about Christmas and to do a Christmas special. So I'm so thankful to all my guests who were able to send in a short video about their answers to some questions I sent them. So I asked them, what do they dislike about Christmas, what do they like about Christmas, and what do they wish for Christmas?
Hey, this is Ola from Poland. So what I hate about Christmas is how rigid we can get around customs or how the perfect Christmas should be. And this, I think, makes our experience all the worse. And I think this idea of perfect Christmas that we really only know from commercials rather than from our own homes, I think may make people who can't experience that all the more feel all the more lonely, left alone and excluded and unhappy. So I would like to say nobody has a Christmas like they show in commercials.
I'm Joey and I'm here in Independence, Missouri in the USA. Normally I live and I work in Europe and many different countries around Europe for Community of Christ, and I'm sad to not be there this year for Christmas. But actually it's kind of a blessing to be able to be back home in my hometown, because over the last year my parents have had a really difficult time health-wise. They've been in the hospital many different times for different procedures. And so for me it's been quite a blessing to be able to just be around and help them, to be able to drive them and be with them through some of the medical procedures that they've been through. One of the things that irritates me about Christmas is our impatience, and I'm included in that. So just yesterday I went up to the post office and there was this huge line, and you could just tell that people were getting very frustrated and very impatient. And one of the things that we started to do is we started to sing Christmas carols, and I think that frustrated some people even more, but for quite a few people it just kind of changed the whole spirit of being there at the post office, because the line went outside. Only 10 people can be inside the building at one time, and so we just started singing, and it lightened the spirit, and it made things easier as we were sitting there and waiting in our frustration.
Hi Michael, thank you for the challenge you've given me about answering 3 questions, and I do think actually they've been very difficult questions, but here we go. You asked me what I dislike about Christmas, and one of the things I really dislike is the isolation that many people feel. I work with homeless people, and especially homeless migrants, and many of them are going through this time without their families, without their friends, and it's really tough. But it's not just the homeless that's going through that. Many old people, many elderly, many LGBT+, and many other groups feel very isolated when everybody else is celebrating their families. They might be on their own, on very small groups.
I don't like big crowds. I don't like that there are so many people everywhere. Well, this year it's a little bit different, although I'm still kind of waiting to see how it's gonna be. I don't like the stress connected to Christmas. I don't like the memories I have from being a kid and just remembering the stress. And so often, especially as a teenager and young person, wishing that I would just fall asleep and wake up when everything is over. There was so much to do and not enough time for the things I actually enjoyed over Christmas. And I just don't like the overdoing part of Christmas, when people just overdo everything with gifts and shopping, with food. I like a balance.
I would have said I really like about Christmas the preparation time, when Christmas is not yet here, but there's the joy of preparing for Christmas, and I also have very fond memories of me and my sister making and preparing handmade presents for everyone. But this Christmas will be very different, and even preparation time will be very different. So I just remembered I had a song. It's from a Jewish liturgy, and it's also about preparation and about prayer. So I just let the lyrics of the prayer just speak for me, and the notes and the words. It goes like this: Am I awake? Am I prepared? Are you listening to my prayer? Can you hear my voice? Can you understand? Am I awake? Am I prepared?
But what I do value about Christmas is more to do with probably Advent. I really think Advent is a special time because it's the time of waiting. It's the time of hoping. In the church year, Advent has the color purple, and you get purple when you combine red and blue. The fight between passion, new beginnings, life, the red color, and blue, despair, crisis, chaos. What will win? And we do not know during Advent. And it doesn't turn red before Christmas, when Jesus comes and gives us a new life. So I like Advent because I think we can use that in many times of our lives, saying we don't really always know the outcome, but there's a fight going on, and it go one direction or the other.
I like this certain kind of warmth, especially in this dark period of the year when the sun goes down so early, to see all the lights and candles and just decorating my home for Christmas, having a Christmas tree. I like family gatherings when the family is together. And I have fond memories of the time when the family was together. And I like to see that there are many people who actually turn towards doing good. And there are so many possibilities to help other people throughout Christmas that people are actually answering.
What I value about Christmas is our connections that we have with people. I think that when we think about this time of COVID, which has been difficult, it's so important to think about a fragile little child, the vulnerability of a little child in a manger, and to think over this last year the ways that we have either worn masks or delivered food to people's homes, to the most vulnerable, to protect those who are most at risk in this time of crisis in the world. And so that's probably what I value the most, is the way that we look at the vulnerable in our lives and we find ways to protect them. And that for me is what this year especially the Christ child represents for Christmas.
Honestly, mainly is the distraction it provides in this probably the hardest part of the year in the northern hemisphere, obviously. This awful time of very little sunlight has been brightened up by friends sending wishes and little care packages, and we have an opportunity, or for example I used the opportunity to kind of step beyond myself and help out a bit, do a little bit of charity, think about my friends and think about what I could do for others, rather than focus on how miserable I am this time of year. So it's not very Christianity-centric, to be honest, my feelings around Christmas. Because to be honest, I do struggle with this idea that Christ, who's with me every day, is also coming. So, you know, I've not wrapped my head around that. So, yeah, that's where I'm at.
I wish, and not just for Christmas, but the new year, I wish emotional stability to all those who are alone and for who this time of the year is actually something extremely stressful and just brings up so many emotions that are hard to handle. I wish that there will be less and less people dying from the virus, and that we'll find a way to control this virus. But also keep in mind to make a better world, to see what we can learn from this time and make this world an even better place. I wish less division. I wish that there is more empathy for each other when we disagree with each other, and that it is okay to disagree, and that we find better ways of communicating and listening to each other.
I think it's a new beginning. We've been through a year with COVID, financial crisis. We've also seen an increase in populism again, and many issues around the world. I really hope we'll get a new beginning. I hope the new year will be a new beginning, and we'll use it. Whatever we can do, we'll take up the challenge to make it a new beginning. A time of change, a time of transformation.
For myself and for the world as well, is just a little less exclusion. And I would truly like for my outlook on life to be more informed by the Christian economy of love, which just you get more by sharing, right? You don't lose if you share, you gain if you share. So yeah, I would like my everyday choices to be more informed by that. And yeah, definitely would love to see a more loving world, more inclusion.
And for myself, this organization, and this podcast, I really wish a bigger financial stability.
So what I wish for is that the God of hope will meet you, will comfort you, and will rejoice with you. And it's my prayer that your desires and longings, may they grow and increase in the year to come.
So I wish everyone for this Christmas, I wish for us resilience, I wish for us community, I wish for us care, that we hold each other tight and we hold each other and have each other in our hearts.
If I had a wish for Christmas, it probably would not so much be an actual physical thing. I mean, I would love to travel again. That would be probably the thing that I would most wish for, is the ability to be in contact and connect with people with a physical presence. It's been wonderful to have Zoom and other types of online social media to be able to connect, but I really miss being in person with people and making those physical contact types of relationships that we have with others. So that's probably would be my biggest wish for Christmas. But I wish you all a very Merry Christmas.
God bless you.
Merry Christmas.
So have a blessed preparation time and have blessed holidays. For you
special. I'm thanking again all my guests who were able to send in their short videos about these questions. I wish you all a Merry Christmas wherever you are. I hope that you will have the opportunity to spend it with someone you cherish, you love, be it online or physically. And I wish you a happy new year, a much better new year than 2020. Until the next time, bye!